Hey everybody, Mr. Gibson here. So for this assignment, I'm actually giving you a couple of days to do it. We're going to be using Gizmo, and this Gizmo will help illustrate how these big macromolecules that we've been talking a little bit about are formed and how they're broken down. So we've talked a little bit about monomers and polymers, and a monomer is simply just like a single subunit of a bigger molecule or a polymer. Okay, so think of like if you were playing with Legos, one Lego block would be a monomer. Now a polymer would be a whole bunch of monomers in a chain in a repeating pattern. So when you've got a bunch of monomers attached to each other, you've got a polymer. Well, our macromolecules, carbs, lipids, proteins, nucleic acids, are all made up of monomers and polymers. Lipids technically aren't polymers, but we're not going to dive that deep today. But yeah, carbs are a great example of you have some smaller carbohydrates like single sugar molecules like glucose, fructose, galactose. But when you put those in a chain, you have a polymer or a complex carbohydrate like starch and cellulose, and that's what you're going to see today. The same thing happens with proteins and nucleic acids. So sometimes these simple monomers, these simple single unit macromolecules need to be attached all together into a polymer in some circumstances. And you're going to see in this simulation today the process in which that happens. And sometimes, for example, let's say you were to eat a complex carbohydrate like starch, it's a big polymer of sugar molecules. Your body needs to break that down so that we can get those individual little glucose molecules, those monomers, for energy for our cells. And your body has a process that enzymes will do to break apart polymers back down into little monomers. And so you're going to see that in the simulation as well. So to get started, obviously you're going to go to the Gizmo website. You're going to log in. This is the Gizmo we're using today. You're just going to launch. And this is going to walk you through. The first part is going to have you create glucose. And so here you have carbon atoms, hydrogen atoms, and oxygen atoms. Okay. And you've got the formula for glucose, and you are going to try to you'll use the instructions in the Google Doc here, and it will walk you through how to build a molecule of glucose and to match its formula where you have 6 carbons, 12 hydrogens, and 6 oxygens. And that's going to be really useful because the formula for glucose and the structure of glucose is really important, not only in this unit, but in the next unit. Then it's going to walk you through when you have 2 monomers, like 2 individual glucose molecules, how do those 2 things get attached together into a larger molecule, or in this case, kind of like a polymer, okay? What is the chemical reaction that's happening to take 2 monomers and combine them together? And then you're going to take this polymer, and it's going to walk you through the chemical reaction that it takes to break down the polymer, just like if you were to be, if this were starch and you were to be digesting it. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me. Like I said, you've got a couple of days to do this. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. All right, guys, good luck.